My name is Daljit. Welcome to the show. Yes, hi. Thank you for telling. What's a stream from me without there being a muted portion? Yes, it's a tradition now of sorts that I do this accidentally. Yes, yes. Today is Bring Your Tactics. We're going to be taking a look at some of your tactics. You guys have submitted all your tactics in already, and I've loaded a few in. We're going to use somebody safe. It's not mine. We're going to run through each. The process is really simple. I look through your tactics. I offer you some. I offer some suggestions, and of course, yes, we open the gates later. All right. Let's go. We got 3 tactics to start off with. We'll start with this one first. A 3-5-1-2. Honestly, this is more like a 3-4-1-2. There's a reason why. Okay, it's 3-5-1-2, 3-4-1-2. I mean, it depends on the transition, right? Okay, in the defensive phase, you expect all 5 to these guys to drop back, so it's very much like a 3-5-2. The thing about it in the offensive phase is that these 2 guys will get involved in the transitions. It's not a difficult tactic to get right. The problem generally lies here, because you need these players to bomb up the pitch. Now, we're just gonna quick pick our team and we're just gonna jump in, right? As usual, by now we've been doing this a few times. We kind of know who these guys are. We want a ball winner here. What does the AI give us? It gives us somebody with tackling of 10 and aggression of 12. You really want a ball winner when you use a ball winner. You don't want somebody who's not a ball winner and you're asking him to be a ball winner. Then he doesn't do the ball winner's job, picks up a yellow card and gets himself sent off. So find a ball winner and ask him to be a ball winner, right? Now, in this particular case, we're gonna kick our ass man out of a job. We got a match in 3 days. We'll holiday straight to it, and then we'll save the game there. Okay, so the challenge in the 3-4-1-2 is straightforward, right? Okay, you always gonna be in your own third. That's the problem with the 3-4-1-2. A lot of the time, you're actually defending, not because the form in FM terms, right? We've got defensive and offensive formations. We just need to understand what those formations. When you see a formation on the screen, you gotta understand whether it's defensive or offensive. It's just not the mentality plays a part. Your line of engagement plays a part, but sometimes even the formation, the way you set it up, is gonna dictate whether it's offensive or defensive. In this particular case, this formation sits somewhere close to being defensive, even though you might have one AM. Right. Now, if the AM was a DM, it's 100% defensive. There ain't no way it's on an offensive tactic. But now there is a chance it can be a bit more attacking, right? Okay, because there are reasons why. First up, using a ball winner. A ball winner is a role that tries to win the ball in the opposite, in the opponent's third. If you use something like a, I don't know, DLP on defend, and maybe the other role is a bulk basic, box-to-box midfielder, then chances are you might not be doing that, right? So let's take a quick look. For some of these matches, we'll play the matches through, so we want to see how this plays out before we make changes, right? So that's how we normally do this. Hey Kaichi, Kaichi Tong, how are you, man? We hope you're well. So what we do is we play with the tactic that you sent me, so we see how you can operate. Because this is the other thing that we have to bear in mind. When you create your tactic, see, this thing is, there's no such thing as a meta for tactics. I mean, in my opinion, right? Okay, there's no such thing like you create 1-3-4-1-2, it'll work for every single team. There's no such thing. There's no like chief tactic among them all that sits above the rest. There has never been one, right? I mean, it stopped working because SI worked very hard to knock that one out of its stride. What you have to understand is when you create a tactic, there's a chance that if you thought it out correctly and it's a solid tactic, it should work for a lot of teams if provided you get the right players for them. So we won't know that until we play this, right? So this is a fairly solid team, I think, to a large extent. They should be fine. So we have to basically look out for certain players here, right? Like, I don't know who these guys are, some of them. I mean, okay, stop. Sasa Ivkovic, is he... Okay, he doesn't tackle. Now, this is interesting because number 11 here is not his AI has chosen him. He's not a tackler of sorts, right? So he's a playmaker playing beside a roaming role that's gonna bomb forward. So what do? Whenever you create any kind of a tactic, identify where the weak elements are. This is a weak element because he's not gonna tackle. He's just a playmaker. So basically, what we have here is still a combination that can work. A DLP, a non-defensive. I mean, DLP that just doesn't want to tackle or can't tackle. You pair him up with a brute, and the two of them work together to, make beautiful tackles together. Hey, I'm fine with Joseph. So we want to pay attention to this partnership. Like these two are gonna go against these two, right? So this game is all about identifying partnerships as well. Like, whether or not your boys can work together. So far, okay, nothing has happened, right? It's like 11 minutes. So let's drop this down. Let's go to, I don't know. This is a visualizer. Let's bring this up again. I don't know. Don't ask me why the game works like that. Okay? I made a lot of noise to SI. It's like ridiculous that this should happen. Like, okay, oh yeah. You don't want to see the visualizer? This is what you do. I'm like, what the is this, man? It's like a UI disaster. Okay. All right. Okay, let's just close this again. Now we can see like action zones, right? Okay, fine. So Deportivo is here. Look at where most of the... This tells you where most of the game is being played without you looking at the game. The bulk of the game is being played in your half. See this? 30%, 27%, 17%, 9%. You take the whole damn thing together. This is your half, right? There's only the game. Only 17% of the match has been played in the opponent's third. So basically, all the action is happening in midfield in your area. That's because of the formation that we have. So this is something that you have to bear in mind when you create a formation like this. And if you come up to me and say, okay, fine, I want to get the possession numbers up. I want to play the opponent's third. I want to be a bit more aggressive. Well, then you got to move these guys into midfield. That's what you got to do. You just can't go in there. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't go like, I want to be defensive, but I want high possession across the pitch. Then you'll have to do certain tweaks, right? So far, you can see it's been asked all the way, and we probably be hitting on the break, right? So this is endemic of these kind of systems. It starts from here. Yeah, the ball goes out. As you can see, if you've done your homework correctly, this is just a very basic, like from the goal kick, the ball goes up. I mean, I don't know why, but this is like from last night when I was playing. Oh yeah, I know why. This is from last night when I was playing draft mode with friends. My game is still on super speed because I was playing it like that speed because, yep, that's me. Online game. Okay, let's bring this down. Slowest highlight speed allowed. Okay, let's bring that down so you guys can actually see this. We'll slow this down a bit. My kids are still up, so if they barge into this room, these boys. All right, so now this is us. See where our wingbacks are. By the time you get the ball, this is the story of your life. Okay. What can you do? You can get this guy to stand here. You can get this guy to stand here. That's one thing that you can do. Other things you can do. You see this? See this? They have to be very aggressive. You see these two guys here? They are anchoring a midfield. But whenever these guys start to attack very aggressively, they put these two players under pressure. These two players are the opposition's wingers. So they have to go backwards. Right? So, but this is the nature of the beast that we have. Two ways we can set this up. One, we can have very attacking wingbacks bombing down the flanks, perennially putting their wingers under pressure, but that demands that your ball-playing defenders be set to stay wider around the flanks, right? So you're gonna have to, they're gonna have to be there all the time. B, you can play the way it's been set up, and then you can try and, you know, with better players, just defend well all the time, bring the ball up the pitch when you can, and then because you have more skillful players, work yourself into goal scoring positions. That can happen too. All right, so you got A or B. The choices depends entirely on the kind of players that you have. Right, look at us. We just been totally dominant over this team because defensively this is fairly solid. Offensively, the AI is using a Mazzala that likes to go wide. Unfortunately for him, when he goes wide, he's going to run into this problem. This ball-winning midfielder is playing somewhere around here. They got a wide playmaker, Mazzala and DLP. This is like a terrible combination of roles. They all seek to do something in some vain attempt at putting the ball up the pitch towards these two monkeys. All right? There's no way this tactic is going to work. We'll have. I just think this is a disgustingly stupid formation by the AI. Right? It's one of the worst formations I've ever seen. Okay, who the hell makes this work? Wide playmaker, Mazzala, DLP, defensive winger? Who's going up the pitch? What, the invisible man? No wonder we are one goal ahead. Really, we don't have to do anything. You know, most of the time, this guy's gonna lose anyway, right? We'll quickly go. Okay, seriously, I'm not playing this game. This is disgusting. Okay, we're going to only commentary. We're going to go to the next game. This is an insult to my intelligence. My son can make a tactic that can beat Sevilla. And they're all smiling now. Hey. I mean, we randomly picked this game up, right? This is shite. Wonder they can't come out. They don't have anybody to give the ball to. Can you give it to the defensive winger? I will try and carry the ball when I can, sir. But I'm a defensive winger. I have to defend the flanks. Yeah, you're defending the flanks against a wingback. He's never coming up. Oh, but then what is the wide playmaker going to do? Oh, he's just going to hoof the ball. Hoof it to who? The advance forward. Oh, but isn't the advance forward too far forward? There are 3 defenders. It's okay. I'm fine, risky. No, I didn't miss it. I'm just looking at the world's worst AI tactic and trying to figure out how this made it into the game. This is horrible. It's like designed by my 5-year-old son. I'm not saying my son is a bad designer of tactics. He's only 5, right? But this is a top tactic. Who makes tactics like this? This is what I call an AI. The AI is not working anymore. This is not an AI. Look at that. We don't have to do anything. You're gonna win. If you lose to a 4-4-2 like that, please stop playing the game. You got wide playmaker, Mazzala, DLP, and a defensive winger. What in the hell? Who that? Oh. Seriously, I've got to take a screenshot of this. The worst. I'm just gonna say. Okay, where's my Twitter? I'm sharing this to Twitter, man. This has to be the worst AI tactic I have ever seen in my life. Even my 5-year-old. Hey, is it going? Have you seen? Hey, Stinger, have you ever seen an AI tactic this bad? This is the worst. This is the. I'm doing a bring your tactics. People bring in the tactic. I have never. This is the worst AI tactic ever. You got a playmaker here. They changed it to a box to box. They had a Mazzala here earlier. They have a DLP, they have a defensive winger, and they got two hopeful. They got these two hopeful people running away, hoping they get a chance to get the ball. So this guy's gonna kick the ball. Advanced forward is gonna go, yeah, I'm running to the channels. And then this complete forward is gonna run everywhere, not knowing where to go, because he's like, where do I run? Do I run down? There's no defensive. There's a defensive winger. You want me to run to the flanks? Yeah, fine. I'll make space. But who am I making space for? Exactly. Because nobody is coming up the pitch. That was when they had a Mazzala here. Because the Mazzala is coming here. He's not coming here. The Mazzala is not coming to this side of the pitch, right? So this complete forward would have nothing to do. So we got a DLP here who's dropping deep. Yeah, he holds his position. That's what a DLP will do. He holds his position for someone. Just like the Mazzala is running this way. So that's why the link-up play in this tactic was terrible. And we didn't have to do anything in this game. It just absolutely zero, man. I mean, there are times when, if I do bring your tactics, right? And if I see a shitty AI tactic, I'm not going to test your tactic as a shitty AI tactic. I'll say it's a shitty AI tactic. You should be beating it left. You should be able to now, towards the end, right at the end, it changed it to an inverted winger. Right at the end, right? The last minute of the game, the AI actually turned it into a decent 4-4-2 when he had an inverted winger. If you had an inverted winger from the start, I say it's a decent tactic or winger, right? As long as you have, you play a wide playmaker, you play maybe a box to box and a DLP, then the guy on the far side of the tactic, right? The one right at the end, he needs to be a winger or an inverted winger. That is a brilliant tactic because you got a complete forward dropping deep, then you got inverted winger running into the space, and you got these playmakers, right, looking to unlock that space with a diagonal. And then you got a complete forward in front roaming, right? So that would have been a very nice 4-4-2. But you start off with a shite tactic like that. Oh, that was disgusting, man. I felt disgusted playing that game. Oh yeah, right. We going. We testing tactics in Man City. Right. This would be fun. It's not. Yeah, it's awful, right? Yeah, Mez became BBM. That has absolutely zero transitions. An awful tactic. Come on, give me some intelligence, man. It's like you're saying that in reality the Sevilla coach is an idiot. That's what they're trying to say. Year 2028. Things haven't gotten better at Sevilla. They just became worse. They hired an idiot to run the club who only decides to go attacking, who only decides to go after 3 points in the last minute of the game. I mean, he's still in the job in October. No, I will call shit if I see it, right? Okay. I'm not some fanboy of SI that's gonna, oh, this is wonderful. This is a wonderful tactic, It's a great experience playing this game. You know why? Because it's such a wonderful game. If I see shit, I call shit. Okay, let's see what happens. Now we can test ourselves, okay? Finally. All right, okay, better be good. Okay, so this is now we're playing this 5-3-2 against a 4-3-3 DM, right? Now, this is an interesting setup for this tactic. Why? Now, the thing here is your shadow striker is going to put pressure on their DM. You can do several things in games. You can ask your shadow striker to maybe mark out their DM, track the DM for the entirety of the match. So when they want to do this goal keep, the short short distribution from the goalkeeper, they can't set it to Kimmich. So you end up doing time marking, right? So you go to your tactics, right? Let's try this again. I mean, this attacking is pretty bold. So we come into use tighter marking. Let's just just keep. I mean, we just started. We got to make changes because we're gonna beat Man City. Okay, all right. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, this is where 3-5-2s either fail or lose, right? If you counter press, there are times when you want to counter press. There are times when you regroup. You have to understand how this works. If you're attacking a team and you lose the ball, you got 3 players at the back helping you defend. Okay, this makes sense if you have maybe a lone strike. You're playing against a lone striker system. But if you're playing against a two-man striker system, I probably would play regroup. Why? Because a two-man system can still pull these guys out of position, right? All you need to do is just find some way to pull one of them out, and you got a problem. They got a problem at the back. Okay, we got passed into space. I mean, this could be like counter-attacking, for example. So we can set it up like this. It can be a counter-attacking tactic, dribble less. Yeah, okay, fine. We can drag that. We can drag them in like this, and then snap into their heels. Prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Yeah, we can do that as well. Okay, let's see what happens. You can even tell this guy, okay, fine. You see the DM that they have? Joshua Kimmich. All right, so it can work. I mean, we're testing ourselves out against this. Yeah, I know. I have your tactics. I think I have your tactics inside there, Dick. I mean, we put them all together. I know AI are noobs, right? But that AI was terrible. It wasn't even a noob. It wasn't even a noob, man. Nobody in the community of football managers out there is going to make a tactic like this. Seriously, no one. You know, you have to think about that defense. I mean, the only time I would use a defensive in a situation like that is if I wanted to protect the lead, right? Maybe, then I would. But no, there's no room for that kind of tactic. And that's from and it only changed to an inverted winger in the last minute of the game. Like last couple of minutes, he decides to make a decent tactic. So you see what's happening here. Kimmich is not having much of a game. We've basically lost all our players to giving everything that they can. We're still like, you got to understand that this is fundamentally a defensive tactic. Okay, so what we can do now is maybe even make it a bit more interesting. Okay, let's try and keep the ball, right? I'm just going to turn him into attacking me first. So we put more pressure on the 4-3-3. So we got we creating like a what we would call a okay. In the game of Football Manager, coming up with a video tomorrow. I'm gonna hopefully work on it tonight. Essentially what you want to do is you want to counter formations, right? Okay. So when you're countering formations, essentially what you're trying to do is you are trying to disrupt their balance. Now, in order to disrupt a tactics balance, you got to like break up their transitional patterns, like, maybe not build up from the back. So you break it up by either putting better players in the position, maybe a ball winner against the DLP, or sometimes starving a couple of players off the ball, right? So what we're gonna do is, that's the reason why I dropped this from an a shadow striker to an AM. Now this AM is gonna drop, right? So he's gonna be operating in the DM space. So you've got these three guys operating in the space where their players are. Now this guy, please be just tall enough on you. Short as. Good job. Do we have somebody who's like tall? This whole team is short. We just put one guy here. We just swap them around because he's at least a bit taller. Okay, but and he's fast, right? So I'm going to turn this guy into a target man. Knocks about possible, casting several bowling. Okay. Hopefully this works, man. You see, he's not even good enough as a target man because he's lacking jumping reach. Okay, we're going to turn him into a target man. The reason why I want it to be a target man is because I can kick the ball straight. Okay, what is this kicking? 14. All right. So now our transition is going to be, I won't say distribute target man. I'm just going to go, this is a bit more gutsy. I'm going to try to hit them on a counter. Okay, we just leave the target man in there. We won't trigger the goalkeeper just yet. We'll do that later. We'll see how this pans out first. All we're going to do is just hoof the ball up the pitch. You got NCB now. We got BPD and BPD, right? The guy in the middle is just going to do the puing over the top. Right, but this guy is very tiring rapidly fast. Okay. So, because he's trying to close out and win the ball in quite a big span of space. The problem now is these two roles. We don't have a really good player here to play this position. And our only ball winner is like running out of energy. Sakeleru is a 10. He's a DLP. Man, I don't have players for this. Oh dear Lord, we're gonna run out of players, man. What about you, Sanya? You're a 13. Okay, sorry, I gotta rope you into this job now. Okay. This guy up here, what can we do with him? What is this guy? Tries killer balls, tries long range passes. You try killer balls. You can play. Oh man, you're worse. I tell you, you come here. You do less damage there. Okay, so I'll put you here. Okay. Yeah, I just realized we don't have the players for this. Okay, so all right, so we're gonna try and see whether these guys can hold the ball up. So what has happened is they got Mazala, so they're gonna go wide, right? To support this two. So this guy is under a lot of pressure. So what these two are gonna do is they're holding this ball winning midfielder is supposed to like try and win the ball and draft lead this entire area. He's gonna operate. Okay. Now when the ball shifts to this area, he's gonna drop as well. He's gonna try and win the ball here. So he's got a big ass area that he tries to win the ball in. Right. So here now while the ball is here, he's gonna try and do this. He's gonna try and win the ball here. He's gonna hold his position relative to the formation. So he's gonna go up and down, right? So this guy is having a good time against him. I mean, I do expect Man City to win in the end, but because I wouldn't change this tactic too much. I mean, there are so many options to this tactic. But maybe against this opposition, I'll turn this guy into like a wing back at the moment, and well, leave him on attack. That's not too bad. You got a DLP here. I won't change this tactic too much. I'm just like, playing it. I'm actually playing the tactic as it is. Force the opposition outside. I made a couple of changes to it because we're playing against Man City. I mean, I'm just hoping for a result, man. With this bunch of players, I'm trying to get a result. This midfield. It's a mess. This is okay. This tactic, right, that we have when you see two Mazalas is what we call a tactic that's focusing play down the flanks. That's it. So it wants the flanks involved. They're probably pretty solid. I mean, there's no highlights. We're on we're on commentary mode. I thought there was like 0 highlights in this game. And then we should have left it on commentary mode, right? Bloody idiots when they scored a goal. Damn it! I should have left it on commentary mode. The moment I come off commentary mode, they score a goal. I mean, we try our best. But generally, this tactic can work. I wouldn't change too much. I just don't have the players for this role. We're running out of options, man. He's a 6.3. He's coming here. He's like, wait, I can't play this. Because he's running everywhere trying to win the ball. And this guy is just hoping, like, somebody else comes and plays instead of him. Yeah, 6.2. They're having to defend. I mean, you could, against like an AI like this, do something like this, right? Wing back on defend. Right, so you do this. And then this guy becomes a bit of an anchor. Okay. And you play counter attack. This is basically counter attack, and we can drop it down to positive, right? This attacking is a bit strong. Naming this standard defensive line, standard line of engagement, and this becomes a counter attacking 5-3-2. And you just soak and try to hit them on the break. This is a 5-3-2. It's not bad. I like this 5-3-2. Yeah, this must be your. Is this your Sipki? I picked up a few tactics. We picked it up from this. There we go. Adam right through to Dick Midler. All your tactics are here. So, oops. Let's go back in. It's not bad. I like this tactic. I didn't have to make too many changes, but we don't have the player for this role. That's all, right? This he's suffering. So when he suffers, this guy suffers. They're all both gonna suffer together. Yeah. I mean, I do like it. I would play this tactic myself if I had the players for it. But we don't. This team doesn't have the players for it, and we're playing Man City. I told you this. You look at the last team we played. We can't keep playing Man City. It'll be like 10 matches we lose all the time. Let's go to the next game. We need some, rah moments, man. I like 3 defenders as well. I personally like 3 defender systems in FM. 21, yeah. You just need to know how to play three defender systems. That's it. I mean, like, first rule of thumb when you play with the three defender system, the defender in the middle has the highest anticipation. That's the first rule. Second thing you want to do is you got options for your three defenders. You can ask them to stay wide with play instructions. Then there's so many permutations in attack. All depends on the players that you have. Like, we don't have the players for the treatments in this system. We just don't have them. Yeah. Okay. What are we doing next? So I'll save the game, and then we can look at the next tactic. I wouldn't change this tactic. I don't know whose tactic this is, but I won't change it. This is the latest file. So we took this to 3-1. This is 3-1, your tactic. I think what a few other tactics got slip key. Yours is the last one. So this 3-1 tactic won't change it too much. I mean, maybe this complete wingback. If you want it to be an attack, then I'll probably turn this guy into a defend duty. So he just anchors his position, so you can ask him to bomb forward. Otherwise, you can still play with a wingback on attack. Right? It makes your tactic a bit more solid. Here you got Shadow Striker, AF, and if you're gonna do something like this, right, then you really need to play on a higher tempo, because you want to get the ball up the pitch really quickly, and then you got passed into space. I mean, everybody's gonna be looking for players right into space, and it really only happens in this position. So I probably wouldn't use pass into space, right? I guess you can still use word ball into box, because you have to remember this role here, it takes more risk, right? So he's gonna try and pass into space anyway. Okay, so you don't have to just hit pass into space. So you can have this kind of setup, and you can play without pass into space, right? Otherwise, you might see the ball coming back at you. All right, next tactic. Got a 4-3-3 tiki taka. I don't know. One of you sent it in. There's a wonderful thing about this game, right? The wunderbar thing about this game. You can save your tactics whatever name it pops up. But when you go into the game, it won't come up as the name, right? That's the shitty thing about this little things. So this game tactics are Roberto Italiano. Alright, now let's look at the tactic. Okay, let's not look at the tactic, let's play the tactic. Okay, we'll save the game as BYTC. How come you don't play with TCS? The skin, I play too much draft mode. So I keep having to disable my skins. So I stopped using skins completely. Each time you have to go in and out of a game, you have to change skins. Bloody hell. You know how much? Sometimes your cache doesn't work. You have to reload, you reinstall the game. Fuck that shit, man. I ain't using skins anymore. Because the problem with the game at the moment, Football Manager, is that you have to literally reload a skin each time, because draft mode uses its own skin. Don't ask me. All the wonderful things that happen with the game. Okay, Murillo. Then we got Monroe, we got Sakilero, we got Slavov. We're looking for Barrios. Can he play? Okay, can. That's Slavov. Is a box to box. Got 13. Where were these players when we were playing just now? Okay, wing back, BPD, inside forward. Inverted winger with AP. Inverted wingers do this run. Okay, watch this. Watch my mouse. This is what an inverted winger does in terms of movement. That's the inverted winger. Okay, so he comes this way in, and then he comes here. Either he runs or he passes the ball. That's what he does. Inside forward, comes this way and attacks. He does this. He ain't about. Sometimes he runs all the way here and then looks for opportunities to run at defenders. Can't do anything because he's inside with the ball. He dribbles all the way here and gives the ball to somebody else, and then the ball comes here. So either he goes this way or he does these lateral stupid runs. Okay, so so these roles, they tend to come in here, like they hook in and then they try to score goals, or give it to other players. So I'm looking at the roles and duties and going, this is not too bad. Like, we have to see it in action before I can comment any further. That's not my tactic. Kachi, it's not my tactic, it's somebody else's tactic, right? You want to know why he has a complete wingback? You ask the chap who designed the tactic. I didn't design it. So okay, whoa, walao. We're playing against a defensive formation. All right, this is what we should have played against Man City, right? Tell Man City come attack us and we'll put one over the top and we sucker punch you into a defeat. Okay, right. So now I have to look at that formation versus this formation. So when they play like this, what's going to happen is you're going to get into situations where, all right, you're going to get into situations where you're drawn up the pitch. When you're drawn up the pitch, right, you could be vulnerable. So what do you do with this formation? So far, you see what's happening. 11 minutes, ain't no sunshine. There ain't no, you got a lot of the ball, right? Look at that, man. Valladolid, they've been in their half the whole way. They go like, and then who is this? We have a corner. The pitch is a square. So the distance between the top and the bottom is very, very shallow, right? Okay. So we don't have to worry about we have to be worried about balls over the top. That's why this is a nice design of a pitch for playing balls over the top. Because the more we push up, the easier is it for them to chip the ball over us. Okay, so you gotta be very conscious of the shape of the pitch you're playing on. All right, so I'm looking at this and I want to score more goals. I'm looking at the tactic. The tactic isn't that bad. AP, inverted winger, both trying to unlock this side of the pitch with these two attacking. Yeah, it's nice. DLP for quick counters, the DLP can release the ball. Let's just make things a bit more interesting. Let's go Regista. Okay. Let's make it a very aggressive partnership, right? Work ball into box, try the whole shit counter press. Yeah. Okay. Fine. All right. We go a bit fairly wide. Okay. And maybe now we might get dinged over the top. Huh? He has left his post. There might be a possibility that we get one over the top. The reason why I'm using a Regista is because there's nobody. There's nobody here, right, to put pressure on our Regista as well. So when they push up the pitch, I mean, they have like, they want to attack us, right? You see, our Regista is to worry about the opposition number, right? So this guy, right? So our Regista is basically going to just now move around a bit more. I mean, how often can these two guys put pressure on our backline here? Just keep their Regista. Our Regista is just going to have fun now. Right, so let's see. This is what I mean, right? Ball over the top. Do you see that? So I use a Regista, right? The Regista pushes up. The Regista pushes up. When that happens, these two get some service. Right, okay. It's the only thing I was worried about. This guy now is seeing numbers. Because we're not having an AMC. So this Regista has got time and space on the ball. And I'm trying to camp in the third. And we are camping in the third. Okay, so let's prevent all goal period distribution. There's nothing to change. The tactic is nice. I'm playing it, right? Like, I'm not doing anything, man. This is a decent tactic. By becoming very aggressive with the use of this Regista right now, but he's having, okay, maybe, okay, if it's a Regista, then I make this guy a ball winning midfielder support. Okay, ball winning midfielder support is a nice combination with the Regista. Because you're trying to win the ball high up the pitch. Yeah, so you got, see the ball winning midfielder, where is he? He's here. Alright, so we got this Regista dictating play right now in the final third. Because this team doesn't want to come out and play, right? So why do you use a DLP? So recognizing the importance of the roles and duties you're using versus the opposition is actually kind of important here. You don't have to change your tactic. Just understand what you can do. Why would you want to have a DLP now? Why? You can't defend against two strikers? Yeah, okay. If you're a good team, you keep the ball. So what we do right now is we want to keep the ball. So we don't play a pass into space, and you're not using counter press. So why take it? So this is like domination football. So we just tweaked it and we just going to work with this team. With this 4-3-3. I like the 4-3-3, by the way. So this our Regista now. Our Regista is just having the match of his life. Look at that, man. He's gone for like an average 7 to 7.6. I've never seen Registas. This is like a very nice combination. to use against a park defense. AP ball winning midfielder register. I love the register. I absolutely adore the register. You see, look at him, right? This is AP, right? AP, you know, is higher up, then you know you have a quick counter attack, no problem. AP is there. Flower, Monroe, another goal. Do I change this tactic? Nope. Okay, let's go. That's enough, right? Let's go to key highlights. Let's skip all the melodrama in the game. All right. Let's see what happens when I turn him to a DLP. Okay. Let's save these other teams some misery, right? So we go DLP and defense. Well, you know what happens now? There's a gap between the DLP and the ball winning midfielder. Now the AP might have a good game, but the DLP's numbers might drop. It's still up there. What's he going to set a tactic? Been a while. I don't know. That could have been done the last show, man. Because these are all the tactics I received. Your tactic could have been featured on the last show. These are all the other tactics. That was last week's show. Joshua, Peter. These are all the tactics. These are the current ones. Unless we receive some. Jahid. Your tactic just came in. Adams was the last one. 3-1 was, yeah. So I took out Adam and you are the next two. Okay. Alright, so this is what's happened. Because the DLP, right? We took out we changed it to a DLP. Notice something has happened. You see the transition. He has got some action going on. Hey, look at that. We've actually taken our foot off their neck. I'm so sorry to say that. Yeah, that's a terrible thing to say. But we've taken the foot off the throttle. That's why we've taken off. Earlier, when we had the register, we had them under a lot of pressure, right? Because we kept playing in their third. Okay, so this gap, this combination is very nice for pressure systems. Like a 4-3-3 that's built for pressure. Yeah, this is damn good. Because you're gonna apply pressure and you're not gonna lose the ball a lot of the time because you're gonna have two very, if provided you can find a place for it, you can have two very accomplished players. This guy is potentially very good at dribbling the ball, so you can dribble, you know, you can hang on to the ball. You got an inverter winger, like these two are gonna unlock these two, and then these two are gonna keep the ball, and he is the security blanket, right? So he's gonna protect both of them. Okay, since we changed, no action from them as well. Like they kept quiet. So there's a difference. There's something that you have to appreciate when you're using this kind of setups. I like your tactic a lot. I do. I think it's a very, very nice 4-3-3. Just had to modify one or two things, and that was it. Okay. Let's load the game again. Because you know we don't spend forever loading. Wait for this is not a journeyman save. Not we won't be done in like it will take forever to do this. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna speed things up. Man, I don't know how long more I've got. We've got quite a number of tactics today to go through. Okay, next tactic. Dongwu. Yeah, Billy, this is your tactic. Okay. Winger, inverter, winger, box to box, ball winning. Okay, whenever you play ball winning midfielder, box to box, you're trying to win the ball. Just remember this, okay? It's the first thing I want you guys to remember. Ball winning midfielder, box to box, I'm trying to win the ball in the opponent's half. That's it. Just remember that, okay? Fullback is a very safe setup. DLF for the attack, AF for the attack. Well, okay. Focus play on, yeah. It's not too bad. I'll just change this guys. I'll probably change his duty, that's all. It's not bad. It's okay. It's pretty much 4-4-2s, you need experience. That's it. Play with a 4-4-2 for 2 to 3 seasons and you get better at it, right? That's the thing about 4-4-2s. You want to become very good at with a 4-4-2, you got to play over the long haul. Then it gives you options. You have to see all the permutations in front of you. Because the movement of a 4-4-2 is dependent on the roles and duties you choose, right? And me saying DLF, you might think that's the only way to play it, but there are so many ways to set it up, right? Just go ask you, do you on Discord, right? I think he's gone, what? He's dedicated himself to play the 4-4-2, and now he's absolutely, he's absolutely slamming the AI, right, with his 4-4-2 tactics. Okay. Is there anything wrong with this 4-4-2? Ball winning midfielder box to box, trying to win the ball here, pushing it up. Inverted winger might look for cutting inside, looking for these two. That can't work. Some of them both on, one is a hold up ball, one is a move into channels. Yeah, fine. Not too bad. Yeah, it can work. Yeah, it can work. This tactic can work if you have the players for it. Right? So the inverted winger becomes very important because it's going to be looking, you're going to look for an inverted winger who has killer balls, who has got very good passing, very good vision decisions. You need him to be very, very good. And the good thing about this tactic, in a sense, is there's no magnet. The thing about this tactic is it's not going to create overloads naturally. You're just moving the ball up, down the flanks. It's what I call a very measured 4-4-2, right? It doesn't overcommit the backline, and you're just being very patient about scoring lots of your goals. So, yeah. Would I change anything? I probably might change this guy, but I can see the value of leaving him as a DLF on attack because he will hold up the ball. That's the thing, you see. He's got hold up ball. Because inverted winger is going to, if he holds out the ball, he's got AF and possibly an inverted winger to lay it off too. So I wouldn't change it. It has its potential. See, because the moment you put support, he's going to drop deep, right? Then you got to think about who is coming up from midfield to receive the ball from him. And I don't see anybody else except for the winger. So do I change his tactic? Nope. It's a good tactic. Leave it. It's a very nice tactic. So we just see. I hate this right about the game because we set the online game preferences. FYI, whenever you set your online game preference speed, in case you don't know this is for all the guys who play draft mode. It can influence your speed of your game. Okay, let's go. Look at this. This is what I mean, right? You're building play up. You won't see too many of these. You won't see overloads. You won't see like I'm overloading space to create goal strategies. This is literally you're just trying to find somebody. You just go to the left and then try, and go to the right and then try. Yeah, you're trying. You're not forcing the pressure. Not like earlier when we had the 4-3-3. Remember that we were forcing the pressure with the 4-3-3. This is a bit more safe. So when you create a tactic like this, you notice there are a lot of crosses inside this. So this is where you have to think about, okay, maybe getting a guy who's very strong in the air. Right? It is nothing. There's nothing wrong with this tactic. Go and find yourself a guy who's strong in the air, got great jumping reach, and you've got yourself it's a pretty decent 4-4-2. Look at that. Bang. Goes up. Dang. And then tries the shot from me. I mean, it's got all the elements of a decent 4-4-2, right? Nice goal. See, the numbers, this is your important player. Right, so look at that. These two guys are not the stars in this tactic. It's like the midfield is the star. The ball, I love the ball winning midfielder. I mean, I swear to God, this is one of my favorite roles in the game because it's kind of like easy to use this role. You don't have to be a genius to figure out how to use this role. You just have to be fearless to use this role. That's all. A lot of people shy away from the ball winning midfielder because they think it's going to send players off. No, can't be. There's nothing. It's one of the best roles in the game. Underused by a lot of people, but I would use it in a heartbeat. This is nice. See that? Look at your midfield. This is a midfielder's like dream come true. What I mean, don't change the tactic. It works fine. You're right, only commentary right now. Zoom, papi, power, hurrah. I'm just waiting for this to end. Hurry up. We're done. Wanna leave? Thank you very much. All right. All right, let's load the. We're just loading it and going to the next game. Sometimes you can see, right? We using look. This ain't no, try tactics. We're just looking at tactics, right? So that's why I'm reloading. I'm not reloading to get a damn result. Oh man! If I ever see my son do that, I'm gonna kick his ass. He's trying to make me play Rayman Legends today. My kids just okay. We got 2 Dortmund tactics. Just gonna leave them. Another 4-4-2. Right. Okay. Andrew Chains is your 4-4-2. All right. Okay. Adam Nagelsmann. I think this is your tactic, right? So how to? Please tell me how to tweak so it works against better teams. Okay. All right. Cool. I love the fact you put your this is something you guys can do. You want to see an approach. Put a question in the tactic. We said it to me. Target man, poacher, inverter winger. Do I have to play this? This is gonna work. Target man attack, poacher. I love this though. I really do. Change this. Custom counter direct attack. Okay, if this is custom counter direct attack, right? Go direct passing, higher tempo, don't work ball into box. That's it. Okay, I'm checking. I'm not wasting time. Okay, focus play on the right. Do you need focus play? Tick, 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 tick. And you only want these 2 guys. Remove the focus play. All right, done. Okay, you don't have to have the CMD, DLP. This guy's hold his position. This guy gonna try and win the ball in your third. Okay, fine. I can see the value in that. And then distribute quickly. Okay. Lower line of engagement. Ads get stuck in. Draw them in. You can actually do something like this. Lower line. Okay, I mean, you can have a standard or lower. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Dribble less high tempo and go wide. Yep. Okay, winger. This guy cross aim. Wait, hold on. You don't want them to waste time, right? So you come in here, cross aim, target man, cross, roll deep, do that. Okay, this guy, this is not counter attacking. Because you want to make a counter attacking 4-4-2 because that was the design. This is what I can see from here. This is not counter attacking. You know something is very counter attacking. Can even do this. These guys are closer, right? The magical formula is this. Highly structured. Is Bazala attack okay? I mean, depends on the tactic, man. We drafting tomorrow. That's a good question. Tomorrow is what? What day is it tomorrow? Yeah, we can draft tomorrow. Yeah, we can definitely draft tomorrow. But we're not drafting tonight though. I want to watch the. I mean, we could draft tonight, but then we're clashing with the Super League, right? I'm sure people want to watch the Super League. But I don't mind watching the Super League and drafting at the same time. Okay, so this is one, right? Okay, guys, simple setup, right? Let's go. This is just counter attack because it's very important to recognize. Okay, now this is interesting. We're playing against a team that doesn't want to come out and play. Gee, right? A tactic, defensive tactic. We may not score a lot of goals. So this is like getting the ball into the box and hoping that we do something with it. Watch this, right? Okay. Valladolid have the whole ball. Look at that. And they're in our half. We have achieved the possible, which is to get them into our third. They've come into our third. Right. We only got 7%. This is counter-attacking football. There we go. Yeah, the problem is coming. That's why I used wing backs on defense. No fullbacks, right? So we have wing backs, right? Instead of fullbacks. Or you can use wing backs. It'll try and drive up the pitch. Hey, we got a goal. You can. Why did I go wing backs? The wing backs are gonna be closer to your wingers high up the pitch, right? But I have them on defense duty instead of support duty. Defense duty, they don't bomb down the flanks nearly as much, right? Especially on a low mentality. I'm not playing on an offensive mentality, right? So I'm locking them in. So I am literally creating what is called a back to front, like get the ball, give it away. Yeah, literally we're giving it away. And then in this one time, you don't really need a DLP as well. Yeah, you go like CM, maybe box to box midfielder, that would be fine. DLP is safe, a safe option. He holds his position. He does hold his position, I guess. But there we go. Ivkovic, Baldari gets the ball, gives it to this guy. This guy takes a runs. Okay, this is where you see this role. Why did he do that? Target man attack. Right. So this is target man and a poacher. That's what they do. Right. So this is something they have to bear in mind. So he's gonna run. So because of that, you wanna swap poacher for target man. So you don't see that situation ever happen again. Put a target man on the other side and a poacher on the other side. Because now the inverted winger just come in. Right? If that's your intention, and your inverted winger is very good at scoring goals, then yeah, maybe you want to do that because the target man is going to pull away a defender. See, both are correct, but you have to understand what they do. That's it. My combination is much more simpler. It means that inverted winger brings up the ball, he looks for options, he sees the target man, he plays the ball to the target man knocks it down, gives it to the poacher goes on to score. Very, very simple football. So don't expect a lot of glory goals in this, right? So this is a counter-attacking tactic. You will see this kind of things happen where they get opportunities in and around the area. Now we got what? Inverted winger, target man, and poacher. Yeah, just gonna go commentary mode or key highlights right now. But other than that, there's nothing else to do. This is like a counter-attacking tactic. Very simple. Target man, poacher. You can do target man, advance forward. My roles and duties for this: target man, poacher, target man, advance forward. Target man, advance forward means you have a target man who can pass the ball. He's gonna pass the ball forward, right? This is glorified long throws. Please don't use long throws. Short throws are way more effective than long throws. Long throws are just not effective. I've always been the kind of person that finds long throws not to be effective, but short throws to be more effective than in Football Manager. And that, but having said that, your long throw created a chance. Yeah, kind of. You get others into play. That's the only benefit of getting a target man of support. If you play a target man of support, if your inverted winger can score, yeah, why not? Other than that, it's just back to front kind of very fast football, very high tempo football. If you do this, right, if you go target man of support, then put him back here, because then he becomes the inverted winger's best friend, right? So then the inverted winger can play with the target man and then, then bring the ball into the box. Cute work, or if you put him here, target man support works with the winger, right? Or while we're saying that, they scored a goal. Yeah. So it doesn't. It just has to look at the dynamics will be different between both the roles, right? So you have to see what kind of players you have. There's no right or wrong answer. Where do you put a target man and poacher? Whether you put him with support or not, it depends on what you want to see happen, because it can easily work like this, which is one of my favorite combinations in the whole damn game. Target man and poacher is a very nice combination because this guy is going to keep the defenders occupied while this guy keeps pulling people apart. It's a nice combination. Alright, we go commentary mode because there's nothing else to see here. You see Kane staying at Spurs? I think there's too much melodrama in Kane's life. How many of you see Arteta? Okay, Arteta? What about Arteta? Who's going first? Arteta or Edu? Arsenal have such a bad thing going for them. I have no idea what has happened to Arsenal. They're a side that's completely lost any semblance of a team with ambition when it comes to their transfer policy. Total shithouse of a club. No ambition. Who the hell signs Odegaard? I don't get where they got, Joe Willock. He has so much potential at the club. What's wrong with the club? The club has absolutely zero cow sense when it comes to the transfer policies. Maximovic, how are you, man? I'm having a damn good time. Thanks you for asking. I hope you're having a great day too. Okay, guys. Very straightforward. 4-4-2, right? Okay, so we've done this. Let's look at the other tactics. Very, 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 very quickly. Okay. We don't even have to look at highlights anymore. We look at poachers in and around the box. Pew! Gives you a target man. Poacher and target man, right? Very nice, good friends. It's what we call a very nice partnership. Because poachers don't do too many phlegm. Poachers, don't expect them to run into the channels creating all kinds of havoc. They're very nice, simple roles to play. The bar on a poacher is so low. All he needs is finishing. Isn't he the one that extended senior player contract? Yeah. It is the one. What's his name? Granit Xhaka, right? Cute example. Right? The only reason why Granit Xhaka is still at Arsenal is because, hey, had a great Euros. Hey, get a new contract. What the hell, man? Edu's an idiot. I don't know who's going first, though. Okay. All right, we're done for the 4-4-2. We've got Arsenal and then this tactic. All right, now we're going to step up the pace a bit more. Nagelsmann, this is your tactic. Then we've got the last tactic. Yeah, sorry, got controller asymmetric Hanyo. We saved the game. Oh my god. Ay. Okay, we start with this tactic first because obviously there's a headache at the end. AF, inverter winger. Boom. Hey, don't do this. Please don't do this. Ball winning midfielder ball. It's like this guy is trying to harry and win the ball here everywhere. He's got oi, does the inverted wingback need help? I'm running to the inverted wingback. Oi, does the wingback need help? I'm running to the wingback. Oi, does the box midfielder need help? Right, I'm running there. No. Don't do. You got luxury, is it? Yeah, Superman here. The only player who can possibly play this is N'Golo Kante. The bar is damn high for this role. Okay, so please don't use this. Yeah, this just won't work. Yeah, it's too much melodrama in this setup. You're better off using something like a CM on defense that doesn't have to run everywhere. You just have to find somebody who can play this role here. And he's good at both. Then you get ample protection left and right. Okay, but here what you have is these three roles. Okay, they are trying to. Okay, this is where understanding whether you have an offensive tactic or a defensive tactic helps. When I look at this tactic, I see a lot of forward pressure. Because I see a lot of forward pressure, I'm more inclined to go ball winning midfielder here, DLP here. Why? Then I'm trying to win the ball in the opposition third, right? That's when I'm trying to win the ball because I'm trying to apply so much pressure. I'm trying to play in the opposition third to create that kind of pressure, and then I want to try and score goals from there, right? You're overlapping left. Wait, we just have to play this again. It can work. I'm not saying it won't work. I'm saying it can work. Just the demands of this tactic are quite high. You gotta find the right players for it. On top of that, when you play APs here, you run into some problems. Let's see what happens here. Right? So you got DM here. They go okay. This group of three got to navigate their way through this group of three. It's like they're perfectly matched. They have a situation where all of them are gonna have it's like going to a dance and finding your partner really quick. Okay, so they've all found their partners very quickly. Alejandro is going to hold hands with Utomo. Sakilero is going to hold hands with Budav. Murillo is going to see Toussaint and is going to fall in love with him. Okay, that's what's going to happen. So let's just watch and see what happens. Because the ratings are going to be very interesting. So how do you play this kind of setup? See, ball winning midfielder is going to try it. No, wait, look, there's nothing wrong. Like it is fine to use a ball winning midfielder if you have the right kind of player who can win the ball in your third, right? So he's going to try and win the ball everywhere, right? He's going to be like very aggressive. I like ball winning midfielder support. If you want to use a ball winning midfielder on defense effectively, if you want to use him effectively, get a good player. That's all. Because in a 4-2-3-1, you are leaving the security of your back line. You need good defenders then. You gotta find him a very good partner. Like this guy is obviously a decent partner. Anyway, that guy is a decent partner. This guy, Sakilero, can't tackle to save his life. Then S-Man gave him the job. Oh man, he doesn't have much work to do, so he's like, okay, this guy is a like superstar. I mean, seriously, how many tackles does he want? We haven't seen anything, right? Wait, hold on, let me see. They will show us the tackles for these players. They put the worst that. See, they can't. This game is no stats until the end. But when you see, this guy's got a yellow card. You don't know why. That's why he lost. I mean, you have to go into games to find out this kind of things. This is a ball winning midfielder, right? Goes straight away, bump, plays it out. Now this is just pure. That's just because the wingback is shite. Yeah, a ball winning midfielder, a 4-3-3 will be fine. I would use a ball winning midfielder in the 4-3-3 all the time. Sunday, every day of the week. I would use him all the time, man. In a 4-3-3 for the DM position, right? I normally go halfback, ball winning midfielder. Rarely use DLP. I mean, I can use a DLP, but I prefer to use a register. Yeah. So, you see where it's gone? I think this is because you've got. You don't have. You got fairly narrow. What's your formation again? Inside forward coming this way. Ball winning midfielder holding position. Tries killer ball, tries long. No wonder he's having a good game. Okay. Got this guy up here. Okay, we gotta change it slightly. Alright. Well, let's watch this transition first, right? Okay. Yeah, I wish we watch the transition first. Because I'm not saying the tactic is bad. I'm just saying I personally wouldn't do that. Okay, right. I would get these guys. I want to apply more pressure. Someone using inverted wingback. Come on, let's do something more fun. Ball winning midfielder on support. Ball. Okay, this can work. These two guys go up the pitch. This guy comes in here. Standard. Okay, fine. Okay, use tighter marking. Wing back on attack. You got wing back on attack. Don't really need a wing back on attack in the system. You just go wing back on support. Don't really need one on attack. Inverted wing back coming here, overlap. Just gonna check his runs. I'm just gonna remove that. Instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go whole shape, counter press, distribute quickly, go back, distribute, remove this, work ball into box. I'm just gonna stretch this team, try and play it. This is much more like let's try and work the ball into let's try and make some things happen, right? So go complete for an attack. You move this team around with AP, inverted winger, all kinds of things happening. Ball, this is a very strange combination, right? Ball winning midfielder, box to box, trying to win the ball. This is literally, we got no security. These guys are gonna start getting worried. Which I just want to see what happens. He's got to tell us this is a striker, but this season is struggling. When should we use tighter marking? Tighter marking when you do a lot of pressure for when you want. Okay, tighter marking is kind of an interesting thing, right? Do you use it on default or not? Like if you use tighter marking and you don't have the players for it, what's going to happen is, ooh, we can see the goal. If you use tighter marking and don't have the players for it, you're going to open your whole team up, right? You're going to open your whole side up and you might concede a few goals. because your players are going to be pulled out of position. So I will use title marking when you're gonna, if you are confident and you want, like I want to put a lot of pressure on the AI. I want to stay the AI half. So I want to make sure that whenever they get the ball, because I've got counter pressing on, right? I want to make sure that we are always closer to their players to apply that pressure and win the ball back, right? So I've got time. So when I lose the ball, I want my players to be much more closer to the opposition players. It's a risky style of football, but yeah. You're not doing well. Generally, a PF in a 43 is erratic. Defense, they will press the bottom bar leaf cast as how their link up play depends on everything. Yeah, think about it. Yeah. Pressing 4 is nice role. Yeah. Pressing 4 is good. Oh, we can even use a pressing 4 here. Might even be a very good option. Yeah. This is a pressing 4. This pressing 4 can work quite well. The only thing I don't like is the AP. I'm not a big fan of the AP. I like AM, A. I like AMs. Like bulk basic AM. But AP is no, I'm not a big fan, man. I've never been a big fan of AP. Imagine these guys' ratings all shot through the roof, but this guy is the problem right now. Okay, so we're gonna turn this guy into like an AMS. I just want these guys to be the like a three-man tripartite, right? Work together. I don't know why my kids are having a lot of fun in their room for some strange reason. Okay, so just want to keep these three locked in. Okay, I mean your default tactic can work, but I will probably change this role to like an AMS. That's it. So I can give myself some options. And then if you played with like ball with, did you have, I can't even remember what you had. This for Arsenal. I hope you're not using it with Arsenal, man. Yeah, you need an AMS inverted winger going this way, inside for it kind of have the roles kind of mixed up as well. I'll probably go inside for the attack. Inverted winger on support. Yeah, something like this, right? So I get the inverted winger to look out for the inside forward on this side. So this together, this guy can create passes for this role here. Because this inverted wing back is not going to do much except stay here, go down the flanks and drop in the cross. That's about it. I probably use it. I probably move the inside inverted winger to the other flank to get him to create stuff for this guy. So this guy moves in here. Then this inverted winger is going to look for crossing options into the box, into this area. This is how I would set it up. I got ball winning midfielder, box to box, but I would play high up the pitch as well. Yeah, something like this. And that's the way I would set it up. May coming to the end, but that's exactly what I would do. I don't know. Maybe I was playing with the defender as a striker. But was I playing? I might have been playing with a defender as a striker. We didn't lose by more. But the tactic, the way it was set up the first time, AP in the center, not a big fan. I'll change your AM so it gives you a lot more structure. Oh my goodness. Now we have to deal with it. Yeah, 3-1-4-2. Oh, I like this way. Mez going this way, Mez going this way. These two guys anchoring. Look, this tactic, right? This is, I won't change. Okay, I won't really change too much of it. Even AFs, I'll leave them there. This is the one I would be worried about when you play. This position is the one I'm worried about. Yeah, DLP on support. You need a very good player for this role, man. We're not using Nuno Mendes. That's what happened just now. We didn't change our roles and duties. The players were all in the wrong positions. We just went into the tactic and just hit press. We just pressed the button go, and we only lost by 2-1, which is amazing. Because our fullback in that game was probably the striker. Alright, besides Best is gonna come this way, Best is gonna come this way. But why do they go this way for? Right? You gotta ask. I mean, I don't know why you want this to happen in your tactic, right? Unless you got really good like players here who got killer balls. So the only time I would do something like that is if I have killer balls on my players. Yeah. Like if I got these really great white midfielders who can play those kind of balls. I have set up tactics with mess, defensive winger, because my defensive wingers have killer balls in a 3-1-4-2. This again is essentially a bit more defensive, right? So it's good to play against a team that doesn't want to come out and play. So we gotta encourage them to come out a bit. Let's go visualizer. Valladolid have the ball. Let's speed things up, right? I can't handle this slow shit. Okay, there we go. This guy has to have... Now you see why he has to have a killer ball? He's got to be in that position all the time. And when you lose the ball, right? If he's got like a failed pass or a failed cross on him, you're going to lose the ball. And when you lose the ball, who's the person saving the day? This guy. And so... it can work. I'm not saying it won't work. It can work. But those guys out on the flanks, they absolutely need to have very good crossing or killer ball. That is what they need, right? Otherwise, you're going to run into trouble quick. It can work. I've seen it work. In fact, I made it work. Yeah. And then the DLP at the center, he dings balls over the top for the two advanced forwards. It's like like a cheat code. So I'm not gonna say it can't work. I know it can work because I've used it before, just like this. So it's not fair for me to say it can't work when that's not really true. It has actually worked for me in the past. Right. So this guy, the reason why this guy is gonna hold position, this short kicks is smart because you don't want this keeper to lose the ball. Okay, this is like counter press and counter, right? Okay, I would go counter here and remove this. I'll explain why. When you counter press, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, step up. This equates this DLP. So if you lose the ball after a transition, right? If you lose the ball, then you leave yourself open. But if you do it this way, your counter is very important. So you're now your DLP. Whenever you have chances, the DLP is going to go, hey, I'm looking out for a chance to put one over the top. Hey, I got two advanced forwards running forward. It's exactly what I'm going to do. See? That's how it works. So then you get yourself a nice, funky 3-1-4-2 counter-attacking system with these killer balls from the flanks. These two guys going to support them again. Why killer balls? Because the mass is going to go to the side, right? When the mass goes to the side, your white midfielders almost are guaranteed to cross the ball. Because either the Mezzala is going to do one of those that... either Mezzala can drive the ball, go towards the box maybe, but the Mezzala will just pass it back to the white midfielder. The white midfielder will just cross it again. See? That's why I like that setup. And this is what I call a counter-attacking, like 3-1-4-2, that is a cheat code. But I would be against defensive teams like this. Of course, it'll be a challenge, right? So you gotta watch out for what the AI just did, which is the kick, the long kick. Which is the reason why you don't want to have like a very high defensive line. You want to have like a standard defensive line. And you're looking at your keeper as well. You got your defend duty, that's good. Much higher line of engagement. So like you can do it like this. You can draw teams in, lock your whatchamacallit, your defenders. Right, so anyone do this? In the transition, when you have the ball, ask them to go wide. When you don't have the ball, ask them to go narrow. Because what's going to happen is now it's going to affect, when you have the ball, right, they push out wide, right? So they bring the ball up to here, to here. It's the reason why my setup is ball playing defenders. Because when the ball comes to transition, what my ball playing defender does is he brings the ball forward up to here. I've actually had my ball playing defender get all the way up to the byline here because this white midfielder just comes inside, sits narrow. So this guy just goes all the way here and he becomes the cross deliverer. Yes, it can happen. But only when you use ball playing defenders. So, change this? No. I'm not going to touch it. I don't think you need to change it. You just have to understand this formation a lot more. Because against tougher teams, what you're going to have is you're going to have all these options to you, but you need to be able to exercise those options. Things like the Mazzala on attack. Do you need to have the Mazzala on attack? No, you don't. Because those white midfielders, if they have killer balls or the ability to cross the ball, those Mazzalas don't need to be on attack. So once again, these Mazzalas here, they don't need to be on attack. They can be on support. Yeah. So you end up having this situation where this guy comes here, dings one. This guy comes here, dings one. This guy comes here, dings one. Right. This is the only thing here. Ball playing defender on stopper. If you have them, go for it. You know, I would add ball playing defenders on stopper to this tactic. Then passing, probably standard to a higher tempo. Work ball into box, I wouldn't. This tactic is not meant for work ball into box. It's meant for the one over the top. There's no tiki-taka happening in this tactic. Right? No tuk up the pitch. Right? If you want that, then you got to do this. Okay, focus play down the left. So what happens? The ball goes this way, bangs this way, goes here, then goes back, then goes here. AF comes wide. White midfielder is somewhere around here. He crosses the ball early, and you know somebody might score the goal. But that's if you want to do that, right? So you do this. Other than that, this tactic is all about the count. This tactic is all about the dinking ball over the top. This basically how it's going to happen for most of the time. Most of the time. If you don't want that, come here, play this instead. Then these two roles become like a DLP. He becomes like a box-to-box midfielder. This guy becomes a defensive winger. This guy becomes a defensive winger. You don't. I don't know why you stay white. Don't put stay white. Just play ball playing defenders. This guy becomes he can be a attacking midfielder on attack. This guy becomes like a DLF on support. Then you've got yourself a 3-4-1-2. Yeah, this is pretty solid as well. You can, these two guys will protect your flanks, anchors, and all you do is focus play, like, you know, just get the ball up the pitch, keep it, and then, you know, beat the team here. Because these guys are going to put a lot of pressure on opposition wing fullbacks. They can't come out. They won't be able to get out of the ball because these guys are going to put pressure on fullbacks. So every time they play the ball on defense, they're going to run in trouble. So you do this. Prevent short goal distribution. Right. So every time the defense tries to play the ball out, they choke the defenders. All right. Okay. Now, next tactic. Controller 4-2-2 asymmetric. Oh my God. Don't do this. I just did a video on this, right? So if you want to do something like this, do that. Do that. Something like this, right? So now the white target man. Then who's the white target man got? So, something like this. But now the target man is for who? Oh man, something like this. It's a bit weird though, because of 4-2-4. I would do this like a quasi diamond, right? I would just do something like this. Then I would play the target man on support. See, I'm a defend. No, don't do that. Counter regroup. Okay, I would say. Okay, I would avoid that. The first tactic you gave is not good enough. I don't like that tactic at all. Like, I don't like that tactic because it's got an issue, which is, you see these three roles here? Target man might come here occasionally, but most of the time, this DLP is going to run out of passing options because he's got two guys in a row, right? So you'd have to redesign this completely. I mean, literally redesign it completely. Because this white target man, all he's got is this guy. Right? So I would probably, like, even this is better. So all you gotta do is move this guy out. That's it. Move him out of the way so that the Shadow Striker has options inside the ball. So this guy just becomes an inverted winger. That's all I do. Yeah, and you guys have a nice tactic. Track drops deep. White target man receives the ball. Track gets the ball. Shadow Striker comes to the box. Inverted winger looks for passes. That's it. That's all you need to do. Okay? That's how I do. I would just the problem is you got 3 in a row here. 3 in a row is almost like don't do it. Unless you are creating a tactic specifically for the effect. Like this. The box. I play the box a lot, right? So, but when I play a box like this roll has to go white. So it has to be one of those rolls that goes white, or I actually do this. So when I have the ball, I actually tell him, get the hell out of the way, because I want him to come inside the box. Right? So I use rolls like Trequartista, complete forward. Target man, not so much, because target man is going to also do this. Drop here. That becomes a problem. Because the Trequartista, he won't drop here, right? Because he roams a lot, so he might end up here. But these two might swap positions, so it's different. It's a different tactic altogether. So now we go to the next tactic. Okay, we gotta just load a few tactics, right, at one go. We got positive Manchester United, and we're gonna load this tactic. All right. Okay, we got, okay, this is I love this tactic. It's a very lovely tactic, except what, okay, this is why we call a counter-attacking tactic. I call this a counter-attacking. The moment you put all these jokers in your half, right, it's counter-attacking. Don't try and fool yourself otherwise. No amount of attacking duties is going to make it an attacking tactic. You can put all these guys on attack, you still got to have a defensive tactic, okay? Because it's bottom heavy. So every time you have a transition, the ball comes here, all these guys run backwards into position first. So no amount of role changes and duties are going to make this look any damn different. Right? So recognize what you have in terms of formation and then adjust this accordingly. All right. So this guy is just going to bomb forward the first chance he gets. Right? When you have the ball. So they're going to bomb forward. But when this guy bombs forward, what is this guy doing? Occasionally he might drop deep. That's because it's a target man attack. So I think it's still a good idea, right? Because failing which, what will happen is when you get the ball, they just dink it up to the top. So what you can do is you can turn this guy into a ball playing defender on defense. What happens is, now, if you have the option to play the ball out, they will play the option. Otherwise, if the ball playing defender sees the option of going long, he will, because you got a target man at advanced forward. So one long ball from back to front, and you get yourself a goal scoring chance. You don't need this to play on a higher defensive line. Higher defensive line commits 1, 2, 3 into some very dangerous transitions if you do end up winning the ball in places you shouldn't be. Because sometimes, right, you win the ball here, right, and then these guys pop forward, you lose the ball because of counter press, you're in trouble. See, the thing about these are the times when you have to ask yourself, I know bottom heavy systems, you only counter press if you're dominant and strong enough to keep possession of the ball, right? Do something with it. If you don't, then choose regroup. Or just don't choose anything, right? I normally with bottom heavy systems always choose counter press because I want to keep the ball. So if you're gonna keep the ball, make sure that you can keep, make sure that you're doing okay. Okay. Why? Okay. 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 When you overlap, right, you're just affecting his mentality. All right. Let's just get one thing straight. Okay. He's attacking. All right. Remove this overlap. What happens? He's not positive. Okay, let's just check something else out. Okay. This guy's mentality is positive. Adding overlap does not make him any more, cheery-eyed. He's still positive. He doesn't change anything in the tactic. It doesn't mean he's going to hold up the ball. No. Right? It doesn't affect this guy either. He's very attacking. So if you drop overlap, he's still going to be very attacking because he doesn't give a rat's ass about what's happening anywhere else on the pitch. So when you have an overlap, When you have a wing back here, it's only for one reason and one reason only. Position. So you want him to get further forward. So why don't you just do this? Right? Because he's already going to get further forward. Right? Then you got to look at look at this guy as well. Likes to we have likes to stay back all the time and be happy with the rest of the world. You got to be very careful about the player you use here, right? Right? See that? A wingback or support is already getting further forward. So when you do this overlap, what you're doing is, in fact, asking him to go on a higher mentality, affecting his initial positioning. So he's somewhere here when you have the ball. Do you want to do that? Is that your plan? If that's your plan, then go for it. If that's not your plan, it can cause all kinds of problems in your attack. Because you got focus play down the right. So you're asking players to shift to the right when they have the ball. So I would just, this guy's holding up the ball, right? So just remove the ball at first. Have the focus play. Just play the game. And go down the pitch. This is a very attacking side of the pitch where they're going to bomb forward. So this asking this player to get further forward before your team is ready, it's just going to give the DLP no options to play the ball, right? In this tactic, I'll probably leave the target man on this side of the pitch as well because he can work very well with this lot. And I would just drop your defensive line just a tad bit to this. That's it. Other than that, I won't change too much, except for this BPD, playing like an American quarterback in an American football team. That's about it. Okay. Yeah, but this is not that bad. I actually do like it because I've used a similar tactic before. But you have to be very... This guy's bombing out the pitch are the only things you have to worry about. Okay, alright. Now, I think we've downloaded some tech. Did we? Downloads, my son. Is it 29? What is this? Today, this is 29. Okay, so we're gonna extract this into the save folder. Extract files. Extract 2. Once again, thank you for popping in on today's stream, man. After this, I'm actually thinking of doing another video. We're gonna talk about unbalancing the AI. But we're gonna restart. We're gonna do an unbalancing the AI series, I reckon. So it's all about unbalancing certain formations. So like for the first formation I'm gonna cover is the 4-2-4. So how do you unbalance a 4-2-4? So that's the goal of that thing. So you play against a 4-2-4, what do you do? So then the following week I'll probably do another one, but at the moment that's my plan. Ah, there we go. Arsenal 4-2-3 from Adam. And then we got another tactic. From Jahid. 4-4-2 DM. Complete 4 and poacher. Inverted winger. Fullback attack. Fullback. I like this tactic because you know what happens in this kind of tactics. Your inverted wingers check their positions, right? So if you were to... Wait, hold on. We have to load the game now. I'm not gonna go all the way to the other day. We're gonna load the game and then come back. Shish kebabs. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to log out and load the game. Not go on a bloody second day. Okay, join the Discord. So basically you can become a YouTube member on the main Bustthenet channel. Or if you're a patron already, then I can do this. But usually other than that, I try to help out. I do try and take tactics from the community if I'm not half dead. I'm a bit tired right now, so probably gonna stop after these two. And I gotta work on tomorrow's show as well. So usually if I can, I do this. I try to cover all because I do this every week for the guys on Discord. So I make a commitment to those guys and I will cover that commitment all the time. Copy or is this Adam's tactic again? Yeah, I'm right. Because I was thinking, haven't we done Adam's tactic? Yeah, we've done Adam's tactic, right? Inverter wing back coming this way. Yeah, we've done this. This has been done. This is a copy of. So you know, we only have to do Jahid's tactic. Yeah, we only have to do Jahid's tactic because we've done the rest really. Okay, so we don't have to play out this one. Adam's tactic has already been done. Let's looking at this tactic and trying to ascertain what's going on. I don't particularly care what the mentality of a tactic is. I like 442 DMs because 442 DMs can be deceptive tactics. They can be played in a host of ways. Like now I play against the opposition. DRP, Volante, Inverter, Winger, Poacher. Okay, let's go, babies. Yep. Okay. Alright. We can go to work against the AI. Bang. Okay. Fullback going this way, fullback going this way. Well, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna work ball into box. But because I'm playing against a team that doesn't want to come out, right? So distribute to fullbacks. This is center backs. Take short kicks. So just the chances. These are all the changes I made. Yeah, pretty much. In this particular case, I will do this because I'm playing against an AI that is not coming out to play. I got Volante that'll come out the pitch with the inverter winger. This is the fullback is gonna come around him. See this DLP, CD, DLP is gonna go up, inverter winger will come up, and the fullback is gonna go around him as well. So I'm working ball into box. The only problem is this roll in front, right? So this is about keeping pressure on them throughout the game. This is your set piece, huh? Okay, this got nothing to do with anything else. This is just your set piece. You're gonna get a lot of pressure on the AI, so you gotta set it up correctly. So maybe my team is kind of shite as well, but far attack, far post. We lost the thing. I mean, this is no man's land. If you want to put one guy here, just put him here. The guy doesn't do any us in. Having a guy in no man's land doesn't do us any favors, right? So if you're gonna put a mine in no man's land, I call that no man's land. Really, he's gonna stand and he's not gonna do anything. Right? The ball, he's not gonna go into the box to pick up the second ball, and he's gonna be too far away from midfield. So all he's waiting for is that one guy running out of defense. That's about it. And if he doesn't come in his direction, then he just stands there, you know, looking pretty. So I might as well put him in midfield. I probably wouldn't change his tactic much. Complete forward and poacher. Against static defenses, right? They don't want to come out. This might be that combination will probably be a problem. If it's gonna be like if it's like counter attacking setup, then I'll probably go. I can still leave a poacher, but I probably go more like pressing forward and attack or advance forward. Poacher will I only find poachers useful in systems where I'm looking for the quick transition, quick counter attack, like a target man and a poacher, advance forward, and a poacher might work there. Yeah. Yeah, there's the set pieces. Set pieces did a hit in because now we're reaching a point where what are we gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna change this, right? So I'm gonna go deep line forward support. I'm gonna try and get us a result. Okay, inverter winger coming here, inverter coming here, DLP, Volante. Okay, this is fine. There's nothing untoward about this. Tap. Yeah, high defensive line, much less, that's fine. Shorter. Everything is fine, right? So we got dribble less. Okay, let's take the game to them, man. Hopefully we have the players for this because this team is not moving. Everything set up. Okay, done. Yep. I mean, focus. Okay, done. All right. Not just wait. That's not all we can do. Wait. We're on a 4-4-2 DM. We just want to park our asses, try and get up the pitch and then do something with it. I think I've done the best I can. I got a DLF on support who's going to drop off, right? Because he drops off, he brings others into play, right? And then we got others into play, so we move the ball around looking for goal scoring opportunities in and around their box. We just make sure that we have the players that can play against these kind of teams. Yeah, we got equalizer. Because I'm playing against a team that doesn't want to play football. They're just sitting back. They park the bus, a burning bus in front of their goal. So I'm using roles now to unlock them, like roles that generate movement. DLF. We took out the poacher because the poacher is just not going to help the situation by sitting in front of the defender, right, not moving. So go get AF. And AF is a moves into channels kind of play. He's going to attract the attention of those guys because you already got the setup here perfect. I don't have to do anything. I just have to tweak these two to move. Their ratings are not going to be fantastic, mind you, because we're using them as decoys now. So if you want your strikers to score a lot of goals, you got to understand you're playing against a team that doesn't want to come out and play. So you want to use your strikers as decoys, pulling the defenders apart. Other players are going to score goals. Oh, that was close. That was a winger now, right? So it was not one of the strikers. He's having a good game. So at least we got back. We don't look like idiots now. Monroe Murillo, are they okay for this job? Passing, vision, decision, strength, job only 12. What has he got? Does he have, I thought this is the one with move into channels. Nice ball play. The guy moves into channels. I might as well make him a AF. The other guy likes balls play to feet. Might as well ask the DLF to do the job because he is, after all, going to turn his back occasionally. So it's good to play the ball to feet. There we go. Got a chance for a counter. And that's it. Comes back. Ooh, we almost got the winner, man. Almost got the winner. That's it, man. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But I would, yeah, the set pieces, man. I would have changed the set pieces. Yeah. What do you think of a player that can be wavered and crossing on the FM? Wait, let me. Okay, let me. This needs a heart to heart, man. Okay, guys. Okay, I don't believe in wavered crossing. Okay. There's only. It's either he's good at crossing or he's just shit at crossing. Okay, there's no wavered for me. Okay, a player either can find a target or just sends the ball out. Right. Okay. If there are days when he's good and there are days when he's bad, that's your tactic. Right. Because the thing is this, right? Some tactics are designed really well. You can get crosses coming in quite often. Like, when your combinations make sense. Like, put a Mazzala beside a winger. And then behind the winger, there's a white wing back, for example. Right? So you got all these guys are very close together when they can bring the ball up. Your team has composure and balance. Is able to keep the ball. So when they can keep the ball, what will happen is, if they can't pass the ball, they'll give it to one of the other player, and he actually crosses the ball. So that can happen. Now the problem is recognizing certain rules and what they do. Right. So what does the wing back do? Wing back goes to the byline. That's what he does. Right? He makes a beeline for the byline. So when you have a wingback in your tactic, what he does is he gets the ball, he's just going to run down the flanks, tries to cross the ball, gets it blocked. So you got to recognize that and then have the appropriate role next to him so that if he's running down the flanks, the Mazzala is there. He sees the Mazzala and says, thank God you're around because I can give you the ball now. Gives to the Mazzala. Mazzala holds on to the ball, pulls the player back, gives the ball back to the wingback, and the wingback is able to make the cross. Right, that can happen. Okay, then you have other situations where you go like, oh man, I'm not playing with a Azala, I only have a winger, and what do I do then? I want the winger to cross the ball. Okay. But you play a wing back behind a winger, right? What happens is you got two guys who like to dribble the ball now. When the winger gets the ball, he goes dribbling. When the wing back gets the ball, he goes dribbling. Neither one of them wants to talk to each other because they're both like, hey, look at me. I dribble better than you. No. You look at me. I can dribble the ball better than you. There's two jokers go dribbling down the ball. So wingbacks and wingers, sometimes they don't get along very well together. So what I'd like to do is I like to modify it somewhat. So either I tell one of them to dribble less, or which is one option. The other option is you tell one guy, okay, you cross from byline, you cross from deep. That's another option. Okay. Finally, I don't use a wingback and a wide midfielder. I just use a fullback because the fullback does is he gets the ball, he sees the winger in front of him, he goes, hey, guess what? You're the high profile guy, right? I'll give you the ball. Now you dribble up, you be Steve Highway, you try and beat everybody else to the cross. That's how I handle crossing in the game. You gotta look at the combinations, man. The problem with me is I always, whenever I make 4-2-3-1s, I pay a hell of a lot of attention to what my role is in the fullback tier. If I'm going to use a wingback in that tier, he's going to bring the ball forward. I know that. And I know he's going to dribble. And I know he's going to get past players. But I must make sure that beside him, on the left, there's somebody who's not too far away from him. Right? So if I play a wingback on attack in a 4-2-3, what's going to happen is he's going to take the ball. He's going to go past that. He's going to be higher than the DLP, for example, sometimes. And that's when you have issues, right? Then the wingback takes on the flank by himself from the halfway line. That's when all those crosses get blocked for a 4-2-3-1. And then one ball goes over the top because your wingback is out of positioning to see the goal. That is something that you want to bear in mind. All right, man. You're using WM in a 3-5-2. I find myself being exposed to using regular wingbacks. If I use wide midfielders in a 3-5, I use wide midfielders a lot in a 5-3-2. I know you get exposed, so you got to be a bit more attacking. But this is where you have to ask yourself a question: how good are your players? Do you want to play with ball-playing defenders or stopper? Are your defenders good enough? If your defenders are good enough, then go for that strategy. It all depends on the players you have at your disposal. So, I personally, I'd rather take the game to the AI. But if you want to sit back, I've done that too. When I was playing FM playoffs, right, I had a very poor backline. So everybody was going, why are you being so defensive? Right? Because I played with a back three, two wingbacks, and a DM. So I put everybody back because I knew my backline wasn't very good. Right? It's like my starting defender was Kevin Bonifazi in a competition where my other teams had starting defenders like John Stones. Right? So can you imagine that? I mean, I didn't have good players anymore. So I ended up with a pretty average, poor backline for that matter. So in that particular setup, I used wide midfielders, but those wide midfielders in that 5-3-2 is more defensive because I'm expecting teams to come at me and I want them to make it harder for teams to get past to my defenders. And all I do is put one over the top to a target man combination or a advance forward and a DLF on support. So that's all I did in the game. All I did was soak and hit the whole game through. Unless I came up against a team where I thought, this team, I think I can take them on. That's when I released the wingbacks and I start playing a bit more aggressively. When you have wingbacks and you want to take that approach, then you have to be able to recognize which teams you can play aggressively against and which teams you can play defensively against. You need to make that decision for yourself because this is not a situation where you go, there's only one way to play the tactic. There's no such thing. There's always going to be a second and a third way to play the same tactic. If you can only find one way to play a tactic, then learn how to handle a pressure ball. Okay, this is what you do then. You pray. You go there, damn it, what am I going to do? That's what you do. My advice to you, you want to be that kind of player? Or you want to be the kind of player that changes things? Hey, I see what's happening. I can make those changes. But I hope you enjoyed today's show. You found it useful. Guys, I want to thank you for popping in. You've been absolutely fantastic. This has been Bring Your Tactics, the chance for you to bring your tactics. Now, sometimes I devote the entire show to the guys on Discord, which I've done today. I'm just going to go in there and make sure that, I didn't forget any tactics. Sometimes they have this habit of sneaking one in just when I'm wrapping up the show and they go, hey, look at my tactics. So we had quite a few tactics coming today. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Now it's available to all the guys who are members of my YouTube channel on Bustthenet. Yes, that's the main channel. So if you want to find out how to become a member of Discord, yeah, you just have to become a member of the YouTube channel. And it's pretty much like subbing to a Twitch subscriber, becoming a Twitch subscriber, that kind of thing. Alternatively, if you're a Patreon, yeah, you already are one. So thank you for your support. And we'll see you again very, very soon. You guys stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.